How it is. Look crooked. Just like ice of the game. How it. Just like ice. Good afternoon, everyone. We are live. So sorry for the lateness. We had some technical difficulties. Just give me a sec to make sure we're set up okay. And all right, and our sound is good. And so we're broadcasting live from all of our social media platforms. We are on Facebook, Lincoln Bain, Bahamian Evolution, and Coalition of Independence. We're also broadcasting on YouTube, same channel, on LinkedIn. We are on and definitely go watch it. Get sound. That looks more. Okay, so we're getting bad internet reception on Facebook. Just slowing down. Okay, so okay, we're getting all right, look like it should be okay on Facebook now. All right. Hopefully we're good on Facebook now. That sounds so. All right. So we're gonna run a check. Okay, I can hear us well on Facebook. That sounds. All right, I can hear us well on Facebook. So if there are any issues, you guys are our. So okay, we're good. All right. So as we're going on, if you have any internet problems, because you know that's what they do when we have a major live broadcast like this. So you know how they go. So that's just stay focused. All right. So we're broadcasting live everywhere, and so do your part. Share this. I'm not able to share it. Normally, I share it to thousands of people through WhatsApp, but WhatsApp is now restricted how many people you can share it to, and so I'm not going to be able to do that. And so this was an emergency live. I had so much calls from people today asking me to update them about what's going on um, with this case. Oh, okay, we're gone again. Yeah, okay, Facebook is gone again. So I'm not getting it. Yeah. You see it? That's the same. Right. So okay. Okay, look like it's okay again. Okay, Facebook should be good. If you're having a problem, just come out and come back in, okay? We hope that helps. Okay, we can hear fine. Okay, perfect. I'll keep monitoring and make sure that you all are good in the meantime. All right. So let me just keep this up next to me so we could watch. I won't be able to hear, so y'all got to inform me of what's going on. All right. Um, and we have persons in here with me who can make sure that we're good. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, there were some major announcements today. But the important part of these major announcements was not covered by the media. No one saw it. No one saw the real big deal. And so I just wanted to update you. So on Sunday, we're gonna really have a expose on this. But I wanted to update because I was getting so much calls, and instead of talking to people one on one, I wanted to broadcast to the country what really happened today. And so I'll start off with the bail application because I don't have my computer, etc., to go through it, read through it with you. I'm not gonna be able to do that. We'll go through it on Sunday, but I want you to know that that bail application might have really hurt more than it helped. Not might have, it hurt more than it helped. Basically, I don't understand what this lawyer is doing. In my opinion, they're making money while they can make it because that bail application was almost nonsensical, in my opinion. To think that they're going to give a most wanted drug dealer bail because you can put ankle monitor on them and that they're willing to follow the rules. That was nonsense. It seems like you know lawyers just do things and file this stuff so they could pile up on the cost, and that's what it seems like to me. Um, because that was dead on arrival. I don't know why they wasted time with that, other than to make money. Um, so I want y'all to pay attention to what's going on. So more things are going to be filed, and I don't want y'all to panic when you're seeing these stuff filed because all it is lawyers just doing what they do and going through the motion. All right. 90s lawyers did similar. Maduro's lawyers did similar. El Chapo's lawyers did similar. And so there's lawyers raking up costs, all right? So don't hurt your head over that. There's no way that they're gonna let someone um, like that on bail. Now, before we get to that, and I show you where Bank of the Bahamas had some answering to do because of something that no one even in the media paid attention to. And we're going to analyze the packages with the money because I want you all to see something with that. And no one saw it. All right, the packages with the money. Remember that. The money, the name on it, and other packages. Stay tuned. Before we get there, I just want to remind everybody while you're here that we're going to have our dollar drive. And so we have a dollar drive scheduled for this Saturday. We're going to be starting at 11 a.m. at the Marathon Light by Oran Bailey Park and Marathon Mall. And so we want you to come out and support us. Come out and support us. The movement has to continue, and this is your way to be a part of the movement. You can come and you can give your dollar, your $10, your $100, your $1,000, whatever you want to give to support the movement. You can even pay with card if you want to. All right. And so, however you want to do it, we'll be there and you can participate. And we're going to go live so you can be a part of it. And we'll have a chat-a-thon while we're there. All right. And you can call us in and you can show you how you can pay from wherever you are, or you can come and be a part of us. We're going to be there under the tent, and you can come and meet us and greet us. And we're going to have a nice sit down, and that's on Saturday, starting at 11 a.m. We're going to be there all day. All right, so we want you to come and support the movement. Don't just tell us to keep going. Don't just tell us, see, the DNA quit. This one quit, that one quit. You all got to keep going. Well, you have to help us keep going. All political parties need help. All political parties need assistance. And all of them do fundraisers. So we want you to take part in that and be a part of what we're doing. And we're also going to start, if you want to advertise during our show, we get sometimes hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands, and sometimes, depending on what it is, millions of people watching our show. Newspapers print 8,000 papers a day, and that most of them don't sell. You go in the food store and the gas station, most of their papers right there. But you can see that our social media broadcasts everywhere. And so you see some numbers on Lincoln Bain Facebook page. That's only for people who watch there. If you go to COI page, it's a different number there because that's counted differently. YouTube counted differently. So some people say, oh, we saw 50,000 people watch it on your page. No, that's just my page. All the other pages add up. And so you have a chance to advertise your business, your product, whatever it is you're doing. You sell cars or whatever you're doing, we'll do that for you. And that's a fundraiser, all right, for us to be able to promote your business and whatever it is you do. So you want to do that. Now, just contact me at 803-5995. Know the number, 803-5995. Send a WhatsApp and let me know that you want to advertise. So just type advertise and we'll search that and get back to you, okay? Advertise. So just put that there. We already had a couple of people sign up. And so, and it'll just be $50. All right, that's all it is. $50, and you can advertise and have all of this exposure, not $1,500 like in the newspaper. Not all the big money to the radio and all them charge you. Just $50, and that helps our entrepreneurs, and that helps us to continue to do what we're doing. All right. Now, next thing I just wanted to touch on just a couple of things before we get to this Eric Gardner thing. Now, I'm seeing that Bahamians are being discouraged. Now, I don't gamble. I don't have no account from any of these companies. But I'm seeing that Bahamians are being targeted, who are gambling online, who are going on Bet 365 or whatever they're doing, and they're being targeted and being told to not do that. And then these companies overseas are being targeted. Listen, the internet is everywhere and nowhere. That's one of the first things we learned in law school. The internet is everywhere and nowhere. They're saying these companies have no license in the Bahamas. Well, how about this? When you shop on Amazon, does Amazon have a license in the Bahamas? The Bahamians are shopping there. When you shop on Walmart.com, do they have a license in the Bahamas? So the only reason this is happening now, you know why? Because it's affecting Sebastian. All right? And so they're coming in with a vengeance, doing things to benefit them. The FNM does it too, but I'm just letting you know. I want you to recognize it when you see it. All right? And so that's why this is happening. So let's not be distracted with this nonsense, but that's what they do. There's another thing. Licenses for vehicles is changing. The process is a ridiculous new process. You have to pay in advance, and the price is changing, going up, except for electronic vehicles. Well, what do you think was going to happen? A lot of money to spend in an election. And so they have to do things to promote their business. And so now that they're in and they are selling electronic vehicles, now they are going to reduce the licensing fees on that to help their business. But they have this false narrative that electronic vehicles are good for our environment. That's absolute rubbish. They're saying that you're going away from fossil fuels by using electronic vehicles. Let me help you with that. The only difference is instead of getting the fossil fuel from the gas station, you're getting it from BEC. It's still burning fossil fuel to power your electric vehicle because you're plugging in to BEC. Now, if you use solar or hydro or a renewable source, then electronic vehicles are a benefit to society. I hope everyone understands that. They're not automatically a benefit because you also have to properly dispose of the batteries and everything else from these vehicles. So don't let them come with this fairy tale story to encourage you to help them to make money because of the business that they're in. All right, this is what politicians do. The FM did it when they came into with the washing machines for the Agla, et cetera, et cetera. And so we want you to stay focused. This is what politicians do. I'm just educating my people. If you don't want to be educated, then that's on you. But electronic vehicles have the potential to help the environment if we go solar or hydro, et cetera, and power it with renewable energy. If you're still plugging into BC, you're still using fossil fuel because BC is still using fossil fuels. And so let's not be deceived with their fairy tale story like it's automatically better. All right. And so let's stay focused with that. Last thing I want to touch on for my people. Payments. Fort Charlotte is going to be selling groceries. I don't know if they're getting a license or whatever to sell groceries or sell food, product, etc. I don't know if they're doing that. But Fort Charlotte's going to be selling groceries. I don't want you to be continue to be tricked by politicians and their tricks. All these millions that you're making, you're getting from the Bahamian people, tens of millions of dollars, over $100 million, right? Ask me to prove it again. That you're getting from us paying rent, the government, the taxpayers paying rent to you. You mean to tell me you can't give away some groceries in Fort Charlotte? Why are you selling it? What do you mean at a 40% discount? What is that? Okay, why don't you just distribute 40% less and give it out free? Why does people have to pay for that? You're making money. And so don't let them trick you and tell you that you're doing it at cost. You don't know what their cost is. They could get these stuff from anywhere. There are some companies that when stuff is almost expired, they give stuff away or they sell it cheaply. They have big lot companies where you could buy stuff in big bulk. You don't know what their profit is. Now, I know I will go in Winn-Dixie, Publix, and I will see the price of something. And what they sell it for in Nassau is far more than 40% higher. All right. Sometimes it's 200-300% more than they sell it for in the Bahamas. And so to tell me that you're getting a 40% discount and that cost doesn't add up to me. All right. How about you just, with all the millions you're making from the Bahamian people, how about you just go in Fort Charlotte and give them groceries since you want to help? We don't want the chance that you're making money off of these people because the money that you're giving out came from the people, whether it's from the gambling business or from all the rents that we're paying, etc., to these people. This 40% discount thing makes no sense. You're making more than enough money to go in there and distribute groceries. We don't want you opening up shop. Now, what they're doing is they're going into Vision 2030 and looking at ideas and trying to implement them. But they're not doing it in a way that benefits the country. And so one of the things we talked about was something that happens in America where states would sometimes form grocery stores where they're not meant to make profit. but it would be for everyone in the state or in any state, anyone can come and shop there. But it's to make sure that the price of grocery is kept down, but it's offered to everybody. And so that's an idea. It looks like a Sabas got from us from our 100-day plan. But in this instance, since it's a community initiative, man, listen, man, for the money you're making from us, just go give them people groceries, man. Don't sell it because it doesn't look good. It looks like you're making money from the people. That's how it looks. Um, Whatever it is. So we're not interested in that. All right. So with the all this big money you're bragging about, buy one less Maserati this year and give out the groceries to the people of Fort Charlotte. And I still haven't received my $5 million from Sabas or the 5,000 or 10,000, 12,000, whatever it was from Leslie Miller. Just so you know that, just being facetious there. But I just wanted to update you on those couple of things before we get to the point. Because it's not going to be a long live tonight. I just wanted to update you because I was being swamped with calls. So let's get back to what we were talking about. Eric Player Gardner. On May 12th, the crash landing of that plane affected this entire nation. That changed the game. So while the government was out there cheating at the election, and many things that they did, in fact, we filed for election court and they haven't answered us. They've totally ignored us up to this time. I think you know why. Because we have so much evidence of things that went down. But in any event, we'll expose all that stuff. But when that plane went down, that changed the game. It caused us to realize that in the 80s, government turned a blind eye to what was going on. And they got paid to turn a blind eye. Today, they're not turning a blind eye. It seems like persons, high officials, government officials, etc., are participating in the drug trade. And our country is being used, run like a drug mafia. And all of our good institutions are being pulled into this. And so we talked about the bail earlier, where he was saying he's willing to take ankle bracelet. I mean, come on, man. That is so laughable. I mean, that is crazy. All right. So it didn't happen. So it seems like his lawyer is going to keep finding ways to file stuff so that they can rack up some costs. The question you need to ask yourself is who's paying for these costs? All right. Who's paying for these costs? But we're not going to touch on that tonight because we got some stuff to reveal. We're going to reveal it on Sunday. But who's paying for these stuff? All right. I don't know how far we'll go with that, but let's continue. Now, I want you to look at the filing that happened today. All right. There's a filing that happened today, and we're going to put some pictures up from the filing, just two of the exhibits from it. I can't, because I don't, my computer can't read through it for you today because I've shown you a lot of stuff. But the big question is here. One, they filed and said that the money was for political purposes, right? All that does is show that our political process is now being funded by known drug dealers. That drug money, wicked drug money, is funding our elections, paying for planes and paying politicians. That doesn't help the reputation of our country for his lawyer to have filed and said the drug dealer was actually flying persons to vote, influencing our elections by doing so, and by paying politicians. That does not help the reputation of this country. Now, I know the PLP was talking about the FNM and how they affect their reputation, but Player Gardner just filed something saying he was paying off politicians. Do you understand that? Now, because we have no campaign finance laws, it doesn't make it illegal, but you're taking monies from a known convicted drug dealer. And that's what that exposed. Player exposed that himself. He's saying, yeah, I was paying off the PLP. Right thinking Bahamians should not accept this. That is unacceptable for that to have been proven. When it was found out that FTX was doing skullduggery, guess what? The Democratic Party gave the money back that he gave to them. They gave the money back. What is the PLP going to do with money they receive from this known drug dealer? That's a serious problem. He also said that he got the monies from the bank. Now, here's the problem. A known drug dealer said, "Man, I go into the bank and got money." Now, whenever you are in any kind of funny situation, the bank does not um, give you bank accounts. They'll shut your bank account down. How is it that a known drug dealer, it took the COI almost a year to get BOB to open a bank account for us? I am not a signatory on the bank account because I'm politically exposed. All of us are, but it was targeting me. After the election, I tried to open a business account at Bank of the Bahamas, and they told me no, they're not opening a business account for me. Can you imagine? That's what Bank of the Bahamas told me. I said, put that in writing. They said, no, we ain't put it in writing, but we ain't giving you no account. So, and that's for no reason. I have no convictions of any in any way. Not even a traffic ticket, nothing. But Bank of the Bahamas said, no, we ain't opening no business account for you. Die, suffer, let your children beg on the street. Me. But they went and opened bank account and are maintaining a bank account for a known criminal, murderous drug dealer. That's our Bank of the Bahamas. That is a slight to our country's reputation. That's the Bank of the Bahamas, majority owned by the government of the Bahamas. They're Bahamians that they refuse to open bank accounts for. But you're opening bank accounts for the drug dealer and maintaining a bank account for the drug dealer. Now, some of you may say, oh, that was for the company. And see, even the former Minister of State for Finance, Michael Alcides, was once president of that company. And so it's the company. And he has nothing to do with the company. Didn't you hear the excuse of officials was that, oh, he has nothing to do with that company. He's not the owner. He has nothing to do with that company. Did you hear that excuse? Y'all remember that? But guess what? His lawyer just destroyed them. Let me show you how. And so before I go to that, we're going to go to the money first. Let's go to the picture of the money. He said he withdrew the money from Bank Move the picture. Okay, sorry about that. While the picture is showing, we're doing this from a cell phone, not the computer today, and so it's kind of cumbersome. While the picture is showing, there's no sound. So I did a lot of explanation while that was up. So we're so sorry about that. Okay, so sorry about that. Um, thank you all for those who called me because they removed the sound while the picture is showing. So basically, what you saw in that picture is is that what they said was that he said they got the money from the bank. All right. And you can see that those are bills, some hundreds and some $50 bills in the picture that you just saw. There's some 50 and some $100 bills. All right. And so I want you to make note of that. And also the lawyer said that the money still had the bond from the bank. All right, the packaging from the bank, the bond from the bank on it. All right. So in other words, the money for the politician still had the bank bond on it. So it's straight from the bank. All right. That's what it's saying. Now, with that said, what you saw in the picture was 50s and $100 bills. All right. And the band with the politician one was, it seems like mostly 50s. All right. With the white one with the politician where they redacted it. So I want you to pay close attention to that. All right. The other one had like rubber bands around it, like drug money. I don't know. But uh, but that's how it was done. But I want you to notice 50s and hundreds. All right. And I want you to notice what she said. Now, the reason I said that to you is because of what you're going to see next. We're going to go to another picture, but before we go to the picture, I'm going to describe it to you because you're not going to be able to hear us while we're showing the picture. It doesn't make sense to bring it up on another device. So, what they also revealed was a Bank of the Bahamas withdrawal receipt. All right, a Bank of the Bahamas withdrawal receipt. That pulls Bank of the Bahamas into this. All right, our bank has now been embarrassed by doing business with a drug dealer. But on the receipt, on the left-hand side, you will see where they describe what was withdrawn. Do you notice what they do when you withdraw or deposit money? What they do is they say how they determine what the bills are. So if you got 10 $50 bills, they will say 50 times 10 or 10 times 50. All right, so you know how much 50s you got. It'll show you how much hundreds you got. It'll show you exactly how much. But on that Bank of the Bahamas receipt, it said that he got all $100 bills. Did you notice that? Y'all didn't notice that? It said he got $100 bills. That's what's on there. And so when we show you, you're gonna look for it. I won't be able to talk while it's showing. But he got all $100 bills. So if that's the same money that you got from the bank, why some 50s in there? Gotcha. You understand? And so I just want you to pay attention. If you have access to go and look at, we're going to share the document for you, and we're going to put it up on our page afterwards. But there's 50s and hundreds in there. But the receipt says that he got hundreds. I want you all to pay close attention. Now, I'll leave that for a second. Why is it so important that this is Bank of the Bahamas? And why is it so important that this is Player Gardner? On the top of the receipt, it says that the account is for Top Notch. All right, construction company. When it was exposed that Michael Alcides was the one president of this company, the PLP trolls, right? I mean, they went crazy trying to justify everything, to say that Player has nothing to do with this company. He isn't the owner. They tried to push him off like he doesn't have anything to do with this company. But I want you to notice that this document that Player filed, right, filed on his behalf, the Player filed, he signed it. He is the one signatory. So whereas the healed person is saying that he's the president, whatever, Well, he didn't sign for his money. Players' signatures are on there. And what's so interesting about his signature being on there is that he could have just put his signature and we couldn't tell us his signature. But he also wrote his name under the signature clear. He wrote his name. He signed on top and then wrote his name under there. And so, how is it that the man is not connected to the company? He has no say in the company, so Michael Alkides is okay. But the man can sign a loan to get money from the company. Not two people sign, or two of three people sign, or two of four, like how our organization is set up. You need two signatories. Like most organizations, you need two signatories. Top notch can have one person sign to withdraw money, and that's the man who owns it and is in charge. Do you see how that is set up? Do you see how Bank in the Bahamas is set up to aid this drug dealer, this known drug dealer? Let's show them the document. You won't be able to hear me. I'm going to put it up on the screen for a second. You won't be able to hear me, and then we'll come back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're just trying to operate this on a little small screen on the phone rather than with our equipment, so you got to bear with us for a second. All right. So, as you can see in the document that we showed you, and I'm so sorry we have to do it like this today. Let me see if I can pull this up on another screen to be able to assist you with being able to see this better. All right, let me see if I can do that for you. Let's see. That'll help you see this much better. All right, I'll just open the document because I want you to see it. Some people saying they can't see it good, but of course we're going to share that document directly for you. You can see it. Let's see how good we can get this. I'm gonna get up and get closer to the screen, so you can see this good. All right. So I hope you can see this clearly. Yeah, I hope you can see this clearly. That's the money package, and as you can see on the top, so half of it on the top is the hundred. So that is the hundreds, and underneath it is 50s. So half is 100, half is 50s. Where the 50s come from? If you only withdrew $100 bills. All right. And if you look at the other package, this is the one to politician one in the white envelope with his name on there. There's 50s. And so if this came straight from the bank, why does the bank document say hundreds? So I'm going to go to the bank document now. So this is the bank document. I'm going to show one side of it first so you can see it clearly. This is the bank document. So clearly you can see here 200 times 100. You see that? 200 times 100. Right here. 200 times 100. All right, stolen 20,000. 200 times 100. They did a thingam over it. And so that's what it is, 200 times 100. So if that's the case, where the 50s come from? If it came straight from the bank. Now, this is his signature. You'll get to know that. You can see that a lot. That's his signature. But underneath it, he actually wrote his name, Jonathan Gardner. You see? That's how we know he signed for this. And it has it on here, typed up, Jonathan Gardner. You see? But on the top, it says, where is it? Top notch. On the top. What does that say? Top notch what? Top notch Builders Limited. All right? Top notch. So if he has nothing to do with this, how is he's the only signatory? How is that? Jonathan Gardner. Therein lies the problem. And so what we need to do, and what the PAC and the opposition need to do, because they have standing, they're inside the House, we need to make sure that Bank of Bahamas, is not still operating this company that could be a tool of money laundering for this drug dealer. The convicted drug dealer signed the day before the election. He signed. All right? And see, when you can use a receipt from the bank, even though the money might have not come from the bank, but you withdraw some money from the bank so that if you get cash money, you can say, see, I got this from the bank. But that's why banks put the denominations on there. So if you got $100 bills, you have some explaining to do. All right? Because the money in the envelope itself for the politician, they said came straight from the bank and still had the bank ban on it. Not that bank. That gave you only $100 bills. Now you could have added 50s from somewhere else, but if you say that the money came from the bank, you see how our banks can be in problems? You see how we're embarrassed? You see how they could use the credibility of our Bank of the Bahamas, majority owned by our government, the rest owned by individual Bahamians, good reputation. And now he used that receipt to justify its darkness. So now Bank of the Bahamas is complicit in the foolishness. And so we are calling on Bank of the Bahamas to freeze every single account, and we're calling on the government to make sure that that account is frozen, the central bank to make sure that any account attached to Eric Gardner or any of his companies are frozen forthwith, immediately, so that we stop further embarrassment to our nation. Now, I want to say to the government, you should not be sending your troll to defend on this. It doesn't look good. Because America knows who the paid trolls are. America is very aware of everyone who is a political voice and persons who are on social media. Remember, the U.S. Embassy invited the media and invited persons who were social media voices to the U.S. Embassy. You know what that was to do? That was to show them we know who you are. So when you have persons, especially who's invited by the U.S. Embassy, that means they know they are. They've been watching them. They come to the U.S. Embassy for a little uh, uh, cocktail reception, and then you have these same people, some of them, like James Youngless that we saw at that event, now uh, defending the criminality and the wrongdoing. I don't want to attack that young man. I'm just telling you what the reality is. When they see this, they know that it comes from the government itself because paid trolls don't say nothing. I'll just give an example of a troll. I can't say if he's paid or not. But trolls can't say nothing without the green light of the party. So now that you have all of these people condemning America, first they were saying that they were upholding him unlawfully, etc., that he's coming out threatening persons. You had a minister stand up in the House and tell another member of parliament that him holding up a picture of Eric Gardner was dangerous. That's what Zane Lightburn did in our House. You see where our country is going to? The member of parliament stood up and told the other member of parliament who was just trying to get a message out, you holding up that picture is dangerous. You have other trolls saying, when the man come out, what will happen? And guess what? The United States government, I'm sure, is taking note of all of these people. My fellow Bahamians, even the PLP trolls, don't get caught up in that. No reason for you to defend your party on this. The party ain't defending themselves. No reason to side with a drug dealer and say that's your friend and he's being held illegally by America. What do you think is going to happen when you show up to America asking for a visa now, or you try to travel with a police racket? What you think happened? I saw them. They decide they want to attack me because of the stuff that we've been saying. Listen, you have Neil Hartnell putting out good stories for the Tribune. You have Travis putting out good stories for the Tribune and Neil Hartnell and the Guardian. Well, they're putting out good stories on this. They're doing their investigation. They're getting the documents. Why would you attack journalists? I have a TV license. I'm a licensed media house. I have a TV license. So I'm doing this as a journalist. Also in my capacity as a leader of the political party was a right to investigate these kinds of matters. Why the need to attack these kinds of people? That's what killed Pablo Escobar. When he started killing journalists, is when it got out of hand. When he was just out there buying for everyone in the community, like how people get impressed with that. You know, he ran for office too. That's when he got too big for his britches. He decided, well, I'm so popular, I'm going to run. And my money can buy me my seat. And he was right, it did. And he used his money like one of our number men and bought a seat in the House because money can do that. And so everyone, you know, was like, okay, yeah, you're running. Okay, that's cute. And then dissenting voices started getting murdered. And then the government had to get involved, and the foreigners started to get involved because you shouldn't touch journalists. That attacks democracy itself, the whole premise of democracy. And next thing we know, a plane. YouTube repeating itself. That if YouTube is repeating itself, that means that they attack YouTube, and it's gonna come down. All right. So if you watch this on YouTube, you gotta come on Facebook or some other platform. And so that's what started happening. So I saw them put one story out talking about trying to imply that I got arrested selling crown land, some stupidness. Was so interesting about that is that James Youngless put that out, a PLP troll of Asian descent. He put that out, and the FNM page shared it. That's what I want y'all to know that. The F&M page, Bahamas Times, shared that. They put it out from James Jamlin. So that's the PLP and the F&M working together to attack me. I want you all to pay close attention to what's going on. The attacks on me ain't really started yet. It's coming. They're planning right now. But they want to silence this voice. Election gone and they still scared. Because they know that we're going to stand up. The F&M money could go so far. They could talk and back talk and out, but they ain't going to bring up no real documents and do what we do. But I want you to know this. The F&M page was a printout page. They didn't put nothing out there that they don't have permission to put out there. Posted what the PLP troll said, a bunch of lies. So like sell, what was I was selling? I was selling land for $1,000 or $1,500. Listen, man, if someone tell you to buy land for $1,000, $1,500, you buy that, you don't deserve to breathe our air. Absolute ridiculous, absolute nonsense. And again, listen, man, I sure could find some real stuff for me. The reason y'all incredible is because the stuff y'all coming with, it ain't even believable. Jesus. But anyway, this kind of stuff is going to continue from the trolls, and the F&M and PLP is going to work together to silence me. They're actually working together. So yes, they're going to say some cute stuff in the House. Rollins is going to back talk them, but they're only going to go so far. All right? There's no reason they should have been stopped from tabling that, and there's certain things they're not doing. So I just want to say that. Now, I'm going to open the phone lines in a second just to give you all y'all say, but the Bank of the Bahamas is compromised. Let's see if the F&M, because they have standing, if it costs us money to do this, it costs them nothing. Let's see if the F&M is going to file a judicial review forcing the Bank of the Bahamas, the central bank particularly, that's where the judicial review would come in, to stop Bank of the Bahamas from continuing to have the carry accounts for these persons. Let's see if they can do that. If they don't do that, they ain't serious. They just want talking out so they can make it seem that they're talking. So you could say, oh, let the PLP go. Yeah, they was rowing them, so let's put them in. But they only go in so far. All right? I want you all to know that. There's stuff that they can do to take shit right now. They're not going to do it. Oh, we want cameras in the PAC. Great idea. But what about judicial reviews to stop them from the things you're saying they're doing? Did Pintar actually take the speaker to court? No. No way. No way. And he said he's taking the court. And they said it's government judicial review. Pintar didn't do it yet, hey. No? Y'all know it's free for Pintar to do it? He's the opposition. Her Majesty's loyal opposition. I am on them because it's their job. We're paying them. I showed you with this term we're going to be, and I showed you last live, paying them $10 million to the opposition. They are getting $10 million. See, Bahamas don't normally add things up, calculate. The opposition during this 5-year term will get $10 million. That's what they got last time. To fight on our behalf. To represent the people. We showed you it, calculated and showed you it. And so don't tell me they in the government. We paying them to hold the government foot to the fire, not ask them questions. We tired of the questions. Take action, man. And the government, y'all need to distance yourself from play card. And I know a lot of government officials are probably tied up and tangled up in this, and so you're trying to figure out how y'all could do that without it hurting y'all. But in order to save our country from embarrassment, you gotta pull out now. I can tell you that those who are money laundering and doing business for Eric Clay Gardner, those who are buying properties for $307,000 cash and then building townhouses on them cash, the U.S. government sees
back up, back up. Back up.
Okay, we saw the connection go down just now. Okay, we saw the connection go down just now. We got a little hit just now, so that's why we did that. So I'm gonna open the phone lines quick. Um, I can tell you that there's some people connected to this. I saw a social media person. There's some names of people, some women who are involved, and he was spot on. I leave that there. Persons who have traveled abroad, who are abroad right now, New York, assisting him because he can't do the money stuff on his own. Anyway, we'll deal with that on Sunday. 803-5995 is the number. 803-5995 is the number. Call in quick. We don't have all night. We're going to end this pretty quickly. That's the number. 803-5995. What do you think about what you saw? What do you think about the $50 bills? When the receipt clearly says that he got $100 bills, and they're saying that the envelope came straight from the bank, and it had $50 bills in it when it should have been $100 bills. What do you think? How do you think this makes us look? I think it's an embarrassment to our country. And what do you think? 803-5995 is the number. You can regular call or WhatsApp call. Come on, let's go. 803-5995 is the numbers. So let's talk. What do you think? What do you have to say about all of this? What do you think about his lawyer with that bail application? That I think that is a money making effort because they ain't gonna do nothing as relates to them. They're wasting their time. 803-5995. Okay, come on. I know there's a little delay. Is YouTube still circling?
Yeah. But Facebook is TikTok is fine. Facebook is fine.
Okay, TikTok and Facebook is still up, but YouTube is that means they attacked us on YouTube. Yeah. And so we'll just have to yeah, it's looping with it. Yeah. All right, 803-5995 is the number. 803-5995. So, like I said, our country is being embarrassed, and what that lawyer did trying to do bail, to do a bail application, actually hurt. And while we could put our head in the sand, I want to assure you that those sophisticated people over there, they paid close attention to that. He submitted that document, They wouldn't have just automatically had that. He submitted that receipt from Bank of the Bahamas in order to help him by saying, this ain't drug money. Well, drug money goes in banks too, through money laundering. So it coming from the bank don't mean it ain't drug money. And saying that it was for a political party, all it could mean is that that's money for a political party, that's drug money, that was in the bank. That's what it could mean. So it doesn't really have your case, but what it does is show that our banks are willing to do business with drug dealers. Some Bahamians have trouble opening bank accounts. Take very long, or they don't get it.
Can it be blacklisted?
We can. If our banks are continuing to take illegal money, and it seems to be mostly Bank of Bahamas is doing this. All right. And it seems that it's happening because Bank of Bahamas is under the control of these the government. All right. Phone is ringing now. Call you live. Go ahead. Go ahead. Call you live.
Mr. Man, good night. How are you?
Good night. I'm awesome, man.
That's good. God is your greatest.
Yes, he is.
Why America just don't do what they have to do, man? They tired of all of this, Why they just don't move in?
So
do what they have to do? Because every day is the night is even it's turning on even more. Like you say, the man saying he get this money from the bank. He probably thought that would have allowed him or given him a leeway to get out it. That's what he thought, right?
Yes, to try to say that he didn't lock up that money wasn't for drugs, that money for something else. But they have evidence of the drug situation. And in fact, his case is tied to the first case. All right, tied to the first case.
He was not supposed to have a bank account. even though he had ties or he was convict before he
Buddy, if you get locked up for drugs, they can shut all your accounts down. I want you to know that. That's what they do.
He was locked up. He was locked up, released, given an next chance. They still would have red flag him.
Yes, because he was locked up for money laundering. They can't just do business with him.
Wow. So that opened America eyes to see that the banks in the Bahamas are also corrupt as well.
Yes. It's a problem.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
All they doing is to shame us every day, my brother.
Yep.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you,
Keep up the
man.
good work, all right?
803-5995 is the number. And I want you all to notice too, when the first crew was locked up, that's Curtis and the rest of them, the trolls didn't come out like this. The trolls didn't come out like this and being pushing and fighting and arguing. But this time, this one seems to have hit a nerve. It seems like they got hit in the right place. And so all the trolls are out defending. And these are people known to be paid trolls. And so what America is seeing is not them defending themselves, They are seeing, hold on, the government defending the drug deal. That means they probably connected even more than we thought. Instead of them just, they send in their known trolls. Like I told you, America knows who the trolls are. These people are professionals. They're paying attention to everything that y'all ain't paying attention to. They know who the trolls are. And they can get more information about them than y'all can get. Y'all just see them posting on social media. They could see everything. They could hear their calls. They could see their bank accounts. They could see all manner of things. They know everything. Good evening, caller. Go ahead. Yes.
You know, it's so sad. I don't know that I could be a foreign. The reason why I say your bank account, all the people who got out bank account, yeah, I have all people get.
Yes.
I tell you, I saw that the people doing the open up a bank account, they drive the line to that. And then on top of that, we can never get our money like side by the Bahamas. And that's our money.
Yeah.
You know, and I kind of feel one of the things was taking place at our money.
Yeah.
You know, the same place to put our money back. You know, I want to thank you for opening up the ears of people's eyes. Because a lot of us are, we be walking with our eyes open, but we can't even see what's going on, man. I want to thank you.
Thank you, man.
All right.
803-5995 is the number. And so, like I said, our entire media missed what I just showed you all tonight. The entire media. And the rest of oversight, it's hard to see certain things. And I hope that they now cover it. Because the fact that he signed and he is the sole signatory is serious. And even if he is not, the fact that he signed on that shows that he is on the account and he has a say in that business and he is controlling the finances of the business. I am not on the bank account. I'm the president of Coalition of Independence. I'm the leader. I'm not on the bank account. I can't go sign for nothing. That was to make the process easier for us because I'm a politically exposed person, and they told me they wasn't open a business account for me after the election. And so we said, listen, I ain't even going. Well, I just don't like to mix up with money. When people come here and say, oh, all this money, give this to the treasurer, I said, no, I don't touch the money of our organization. And by the way, having a dollar drive tomorrow, not tomorrow, Saturday at 11 a.m. We're going to be there on marathons saying, come and support the movement. The only way we can do this is with your help. Call you live, go ahead. Go ahead, call you live.
Mr. President.
Yes.
Yes. I want to know what happened to our what happened to the police plane? Whatever happened to the police plane that they had bought?
Remember one of those police planes, they'd spent a bunch of money on to renovate it. I think like I don't know how many the number, but I think it was like 9 million or something. I mean, the plane wasn't even worth that. One of them was from the plane that was confiscated. But the other plane that was in question, that should still be in American custody. And so we don't know.
Wow. Well, thanks for taking my call.
All right.
Mr. President.
All right. And so there's a lot of questions that have to be answered. But we're in trouble as a nation. We are in trouble. And I don't want you all to take this lightly at all. It's a serious matter. And to be calling this a nothing burger, and we can silence your opposition in the House, you know. But you can't, and you could silence for the people here, like how North Korea and them don't let any news come out, et cetera, et cetera. Hello? Hello? Yeah. Go ahead. No, go ahead. Okay. 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 Okay, perfect. Thank you. All right. Okay, so our sources, our police sources was just letting me know that the police plane is not in custody, that it had mechanical issues. The last thing that we know is that it went to Kendall to be serviced. But the the person who services the police plane is in custody. The police plane, a lot of people don't realize this. Curtis was the mechanic for the police plane, actually. And he's in custody. And so that's what it is. So the police plane, they're informing me, is not in custody, just to get that correct, okay? And thank you all for giving me that information. And thank you to the patriots for that, because I let this stuff come out. Why would they if they're doing wrong? And you're not going to get it. And if they bring a Freedom of Information Act, it's going to be so watered down. They're going to block everything for national security purposes, or redact everything on it to where you're really not getting the information. But they could just say, "See, we launched a Freedom of Information Act." All right, and so it's going to be an actual ridiculous exercise when they finally do it. I just want you all to know that. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, our country is being embarrassed again, yes. And we're calling on the opposition that we're going to be paying $10 million over the next 5 years. We've shown you the proof of that, to stand up and do something. We don't have no questioning. We don't want you to stand up back talking in the House of Assembly. What you could do? That's what we want to see. Take action. We'll be paying you for. We ain't just want no cameras in the PAC in the meeting. What you could do? You can file a judicial review every day if you want to whip them in place, embarrass them internationally, because now it'll be in writing and it's before the courts. And so now the international community has some strength. Y'all stop being weak, man. This is why they don't want me in the House of Assembly, because I know what to do. Because I would have had standing. And they would have been getting licks upon licks right now. All right. If the opposition wants any advice on what needs to be done, my number, and the other one, 803-5995. If you want advice on what to do. Because right now, all this show and tell and photo walk, that's not going to do it. The little badges, the cute stuff, that's not going to do it. put them before the courts. That's our opposition job. And hold their foot to the fire. I need your help. I can do what I can do outside, but y'all need to actually take action. And when y'all don't, I can expose you. This is how we exposing the government. We expose y'all. We ain't no talking and back talking in the House of Assembly. That's cute. That's nice. But y'all have the authority to subpoena documents. Y'all can get whatever y'all want. Michael Pintard, if they don't want to bring the cameras in your committee that you in charge of, then you bring your camera and you go live. If they don't want to bring the official cameras in, you are in charge. You are the chairman of the PAC. You like the speaker in there. You have full authority to do what you have to do in that meeting. And if you decide you want to televise that, you let her take you to court to stop you. Do you get it? Let her take you to court to stop you. Don't beg them for nothing. Know your rights and your powers, man. If you want me to come and go live in there, I'll come and do it. We'll do that for free for you. We'll help you. You might be aiming, brother. That's your committee. The PAC is the Public Accounts Committee. You are the chairman of that. Bring your ring light, set it up, go live, and expose what's going on. But you ain't gonna go, hey, no, hey. You are asked for it. They tell you no, then you say, see, I tried, and they tell me no. Or go to court and demand it. Don't even ask. I wouldn't even have asked. Just set it up. Pintard, if you want to know how to set up media, we are experts in media and social media and setting up that kind of stuff. We will do that for our country for free. We will come there. We will bring our whole team there. And we will set up in the PAC meeting. In fact, we'll bring you documents because y'all is talking house, but y'all don't bring no documents. We'll bring you evidence of what is being done. We'll bring you documents, and then you could subpoena the rest. You could subpoena bank accounts. I want you to know they could subpoena bank accounts. They could subpoena everything. They could make anyone sit in the front of them at the PAC. They could subpoena the prime minister. They could subpoena the governor general. They could subpoena anybody and make them answer. And if you come in front of them and lie, they could lock you up. If you don't come, they could lock you up, fine you, whatever. We want real results this time. Why? Because the country in serious trouble, y'all. Serious trouble. Let me just check a couple comments. Can you also any interesting comments I need to answer for anyone? Anyone saw any interesting comments? But I need to look on Facebook. If you have any comments, I could look at the comments quickly because we're going to end the live soon. So remember, we have in our dollar drive. We need you to come out and support. Find your way down there. So someone says, Lincoln, PIN card doesn't want you to get credit for that. That would make him look bad again, seeing that he supports the PLP. Yeah, this thing about credit, we don't need credit. They are bringing out a lot of our ideas. Oh, and by the way, that nonsense about this digital money thing that they are doing, that's not the same as cryptocurrency that brings freedom. That's what they're talking about brings control. I want to say this, and a lot of people might have tuned off already. But I was standing up at Eyewitness News. I was standing up there with, I think I was just on the show. I was standing up with Sabah and with the Aguilar. They're buddy because they even partnering in some stuff, right? I was standing up with the two of them, and the Aguilar was talking about how the sand dollar isn't catching on. All right, because that's a central bank digital currency. That ain't the same as crypto. All right, and I can soon start teaching crypto and trading and all that kind of stuff. I just need some time. Just give me about a week or two, and I can fix you all right up. But Sabah said, yeah, all you gotta do is force them. Just force it on them. Just make it so that they have to do it, then they can just do it. Payments soon start them for nothing. Sabah said, like in front of me. just make them do it. Make it so that to make certain payments, they have to do it through that way. And he said certain ways to force them, just like how Fauci made a lot of people take the vaccine by saying, "Oh, if you want to travel, you got to get a vaccine. If you want to do this, you got to get a vaccine. If you want to go to college, you got to get it." And he admitted that he just made that up on his head. I stood up next to Sabah and the Aguilar, as they call it names, and Sabah said, "You just forced them to do it. It's the new world order." When I saw that, I knew that we was in trouble, because at that time he was already talking about being prime minister. All right. And even years ago, when I spoke to him, and two of us had a bit of the same shopping plaza, I used to talk to him so often. He talked about he's going to get sick for a short period of time. He's going to run the country. I said to y'all before, that's what the plan is. All right. And you do it like Pablo Escobar did. You just buy everybody out. So they could be selling grocery.
So,
So when we go to Watson Square, stay tuned. We need this America to make one move. Stay tuned. We need to make one move. It's coming, you know. Stay tuned. If it take too long, then we just go. But we need America to make one move. All right. But listen, y'all don't go buying no grocery from the number man. All right. I don't care if they say it to be discounted. If that's a community thing, man, give them people that grocery, man. What'd you spend on that? 50,000? Come on, man. That's one bottle of liquor for some of y'all. Would you spend 100,000? Come on, man. You ought to spend that on a car. Give them people that grocery and stop doing stupidness, but buying grocery at discount. What kind of nonsense is that? You only making enough money from paying people? I guess so. I guess they saw the plan that we made in our 100-day plan, where we talked about this being for, and that was an original task. We got that from what they do in America.
why is our price still going up?
The gas prices going up because there's a monopoly on gas, and the FNM and PLP owns the companies that have the monopoly on gas in this country. All right. Whenever the oil prices go up, immediately they send our gas prices up, right? But when it go down, our gas prices don't go down.
No.
All right. And so this always happens, and that's a way for them to make more money. And they know they haven't seen you do nothing. So they know that. They know that you can vote for them anyway. And then when election comes, they give you $150, $100. And so what's up? You didn't get paid for that. So you sit down, shut up, and take it. All right. And so that's it. All right. So that's it for the night. So when I say Eric is caught red-handed, it's clear as day he run the company because he signed. He signed. He is the one running that money. He went and took money from Top North, cash, to give to the politician. Go ahead, call you live. The last call I can take. I don't understand. You're asking if they have to go along with the House of Assembly? No, legally in law, they don't have to. If you look at it in England and Canada, you can see where they are actually independent. But here, we just have a bunch of zombies and puppets, people jellyback, because they just so glad they was made a senator, they just do what they told. And they could just love their party more than country. So they just do what they told. In the House of Assembly, it's the same thing. No one goes against party, really, that's very rare. And the opposition, they just beat. And so that's really how it works here. But the Senate can actually send a bill back to the House of Assembly saying, we want that, change this, that, and that. And they can send a bill back, or they could just reject the bill. They do not have to pass a bill that the House sends to them. Now, the Governor General must sign a bill sent to them by Parliament. meaning the Senate and the House of Assembly and the lower house, right? But the government general must sign. That's a convention, all right? But the Senate does not have to agree with them. They can send it back, say, edit this, change that, etc. All right?
Yeah, so that means the Senate is also complicit.
Complicit, yes. The Senate is complicit in whatever happens.
Wow. Okay, you're taking my call.
All right. Now I saw the Attorney General was trying to explain this new bill that is going to be happening with citizenship, saying that when persons don't qualify, oh Lord, this okay, one last call, one last. Quality live, go ahead.
Good night, Mr. Ben.
Good night. How you doing, man?
All is well.
All right.
I'm trying to find out this one be certain because I know that the honorable member Michael Pintar is seeking to make the public health committee meetings public. But I think he was saying that he could just declare, just make that happen. I disagree with that. Like that. He has to go through the correct process, which is the Speaker of the House will be able to stay on to the House to vote. Am I correct?
The Speaker of the House has full control of the House. What I'm saying is that he has full control of that committee. All right. And if he decided that he wanted to do that, he could have just done it. All right. He could have just done it. Now he is what I'm telling you is what I know. All right. I'm not guessing this. He is the chairman of the. Hold on.
The standing order, right? Standing order 38. Right? Subject to any order of the House, a resolution of the committee, the sitting of a select committee shall be private. So those select committees, those are private sittings. That's why they've been private, right? And so you go through the process to get those conventions public.
Yes.
And so that's what he's doing. He can't just make it public.
Did you hear what I said? I didn't want to go in for time purposes. I didn't want to go into reading the law on this. But did you hear what I said? I said, listen, yes, I understand. What I'm saying is that he could have done it and let her take him to court. All right? But by then it's done. They are breaking the rules by not allowing the voice for the Free National Movement. They are silencing the Free National Movement. They are using bully tactics in order to silence the Free National Movement. So if you see them breaking the rules to silence the opposition of this country, then the opposition should use the one platform given to them by international law where they are in full control, that's a PAC, and they should use that platform. And just like how they are telling them, okay, if you want something, take it to court. You heard what the speaker said? Take me to court. So then, if I was the chairman of the PAC, I would make it public and then say, take me to court. As simple as that. But by then, it's like some lawyers, they will say something and ask a question, knowing that the judge is going to say withdraw that, but you can't withdraw that from the minds of the jurors. It doesn't say it. You see? And so I'm saying that they need to stop being soft. And when the government is breaking the rules, you have to make a stance. There's taking the mace, grabbing the mace, my brother, is against the rules. Throwing that out of the house that Finland and them did, and throwing the hourglass out, that's breaking the rules. There's a time for everything. We have to stop being soft and letting them use their old colonial whip on us and tell us what this rule is and that rule is, when they ain't following their own rules. So all I'm saying is, if I was the chairman of the PAC right now, or if I was on the PAC, I would make them have to sue me to stop. Because they can't do nothing else. Because they break in the rules by silencing the people. But by then, everything will be out. And then they'll have to sue me again.
The kingdom of
Because when I come back, I can do it again. Dr. Martin Luther King broke every rule as it relates to blacks being able to eat in restaurants. There's a time, man. Stop being soft. I'm not talking to you. I mean them. They say you can't eat in a restaurant. What Martin Luther King did? He said, well, we can eat in this restaurant. And you can lock us up. And when we come out on bail, we get back to the restaurant. And you can lock us up again. Sometimes them gotta stop being soft, man. I'm just giving hints because I don't want to explain everything to make the other people know what could be done. So I'm not saying everything. But we gotta stand up, man.
Just two, let me just say this 1 second. You
Go
guys
ahead.
what you say. I understand what you said very, very clearly. The kingdom of heaven is not the violence must be hit by
Yeah, man.
the
People breaking the rule and embarrassing our country, and we talking about rules.
Yeah, that's what you said. Okay.
Thank you, my brother.
Yes, sir.
All right.
So,
You know, and what they do is create laws and rules to keep the people down. And then they don't follow these same rules. It's like the rules only for certain people. And in the House of Assembly, they decide to silence the opposition by telling them you can't talk about this. What do you mean you can't talk about this? If it's relevant to what we're dealing with. Because you're all sent in the committee, we can't talk about it. Garbage. Milo Butler would have get locked up. Pillen would have get locked up. Iggy Hunter would have get locked up.
All right.
Go ahead.
If you was in the house,
Talk loud to the
if you was in the house, would you have been able to be on the PAC?
Now, what happens is when Ingram and Christie were independent, and they were the lone independents, they were put on the PAC so that there could be, one of them was put on the PAC, I think it was Ingram, so that there could be a complete voice in the House of Assembly representing the PAC. And so that was in the 80s. And so most likely that would have happened. All right. I would have lobbied for that to happen, for me to be on the PAC. And me being there, it would have made a huge difference because I know exactly what to do. But even not being in the PAC, being a member of parliament gives you certain powers. I don't want to say it, because I don't want to shut them down if they try to do certain things. It would have given me certain standing to do certain things. And the country wouldn't be going to say why right now. They would have had hell to pay. But ladies and gentlemen, go ahead.
so I have a question. So all of the buildings that when Gardner owned, you have some government buildings that we already got, he get rejected. So when the US gonna come to free the
He has to be convicted first. So once he's convicted, because it's overseas, if that was in the States, they would have done sad doing certain things. But once he's convicted, they're gonna come not just for his building, but any building connected to him. So like if there's persons connected to him, like let's say there's a young lady who might buy a piece of property, and this example, like in Indigo, all right, and pay over $300,000 for the property. This is an example. And then build a townhouse, a double townhouse on it, cash, and there's no mortgage for the property, no mortgage for the house. And then you can see certain connections, if you can see certain connections to him, and then other properties, just cash. Then once they can connect it, they come in for them too. All right.
And there is
Yeah, their business too. All right, their businesses. And so, like in Venice Bay, properties there, people who might have properties there who would be connected to them, etc. They can come for them as long as they was a part of the whole money laundering scheme. All right. Our bank can be in problem if they are holding cash, and if it could be proven that they participated in this whole thing, they can come for the bank.
can they shut that
If it's proven, and it's difficult to prove,
If that's some way that they could shut the bank down.
they could or take it over, cease it, yeah. Or what the one thing they can do for sure is make sure that that bank cannot be connected to any bank connected to America. All right, so they can put sanctions to make sure that, because all of our banks have an intermediary bank in America or England, etc. And so if you try to wire money or whatever, you have to go through America, then bounce to the Bahamas, and the bank in the Bahamas would have an account with a bank in the US. And so they can seize that and shut that down if they know that you were doing stuff related to terrorism or drug dealing, that kind of stuff, they can shut down what you're doing and they can shut you off from America. All right. And if you're looking a little shady, if you have a branch in America, for example, they can shut that branch down.
But I think they, they're
Swift.
Swift, yeah.
Mhm.
They have they do.
Right. But I meant, for example, if they have an actual branch,
Oh.
let's say one of our banks have a branch in America. All right. At this time, they don't. I want to think good with history. I ain't calling no name. If they have a branch, the Bank of the Bahamas had a branch in Miami. All right. If they don't like what you're doing or they don't think you operating properly, they can shut you down. All right. You can close it down. I'm not saying that's what happened, but all right. I just told you they had a branch in Miami. So, but when you start to muddy the water, see, allowing the number man was one thing, all right, because they legalized it and whatever. But now, when you have drug dealers who are affecting America and affecting what happens there, and you saw one of the planes was from Venezuela, which you know they had a problem with that, and you see this kind of stuff happening, and if they can see, and they can see a lot, all right, and I was asked not to expose everything I see. I was literally asked that not to expose everything because they don't want to alert on certain things. I was personally asked not to. All right. So if you see me canceling saying certain things, it's for a deeper reason. All right. But everyone connected is being investigated right now. All right. Everyone. Now someone asked why are they taking so long? They played a long game. They don't care if you're 92 when they come for you. But when the New York, Southern District of New York come for you, you done guilty. All right? They done got you because they put that together so well. They done got you. You finished. You just getting into the motion at that time. All right? And so they're gonna make sure that dot all the T's. So some ask, why not reveal, good question, why not reveal who the politician is? They have sealed indictments so that they don't make the persons who are wanted aware of what's going on. All right? They seal things because they don't want the person to have confirmation from them that we after you because they want them to miss and come to America or to keep doing what they're doing so they can keep watching them. So, for example, Curtis and Roker used to go to America. They used to go regularly, back and forth, you know. But there was a time when both of them went at the same time, not necessarily together, but both were in America at the same time. And when that happened, they were like, oh, get them. And they went suddenly and grabbed them. Because if you had just grabbed one, for example, the other one might have said, oh, they grabbed him for that thing related to us. Oh, I ain't going. And then that kind of hurts because they don't necessarily believe that our government will extradite. That's why they ain't going after the other people who was named, who's still here, including the one who took Kingsley to the House of Assembly. And so, but if they got two one time, they can say, okay, nab them. All right. So if politician one is a small fish, yeah, let him keep coming back and forth. Yeah, you can watch everything you do when you come back and forth. But I want you to notice one thing. You all see them traveling like how they traveled last time.
Nope. They make a move yet.
They just implement somebody else.
I need them to spend our travel budget. That's what I need.
They scared of that.
Y'all then raise the budget for traveling, but you only want to travel? We can need them to do that. So, ladies and gentlemen, the talks are going to come. I don't want y'all to panic when you all see them attacking me and coming after me in different ways. I don't want you all to get distracted in any kind of way. All right? These people have their own show in the back here and in the side of me. So, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want y'all to get distracted in any kind of way. That's a part of this, and we signed up for that. And they're going to come after us in many ways. So just stay focused. But our country is being embarrassed again. I just wanted to educate you on what's happening, educate you on what's going on, so that you know what's happening. The man could sign on the account. You know what that means? America know what that means. He just screwed himself. He just screwed our country. And he just screwed Bank of the Bahamas. A drug dealer is signing on an account at Bank of the Bahamas. A drug dealer. But other Bahamians have a hard time opening an account. Bank of the Bahamas goes on social media and look you up. They Google you and look you up before they open your account. You mean to tell me, yes, that's what they're doing now. Yeah, they've been doing that from then, from then. So how you tell me you ain't Google a notorious drug dealer? Could you Google in everyone else? How that look? Ladies and gentlemen, it's been fun. I can see you all on Saturday from 11 until. We're going to be out there, support the movement, please. And I'm going to see you all on Sunday at 5 o'clock. And if you want to advertise on our show, hit me up at 803-5995, advertise. We have a couple people already ready to go. Couple on page. And so we'll advertise. If you have a video you want us to play, picture, or just put the writing or brought to you by. We will be there for you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we do this because we love you, and we got to save our one country. It's never been this bad before. Never. Never. Because our officials are now implicated in drug dealing. Never. We've never been able to see the signature of a drug dealer. I want you all to understand one last thing. People ask, can they see stuff from over here? All right, so ladies and gentlemen, the live is not ending for some reason. We've been trying to end the live, and there's some glitch, I guess, where there was interfering with our broadcast so much. It is still live, and the live can't even end. So you all might have to spend the night with me because it's refusing to end. Yeah, that don't help. It's still gonna be live. Yeah. So they even turned the phone off, hoping that would that would help it. But we are still live. We may have to have a sleepover. Because they won't let us end the live. So we're gonna try to end this one more time. So don't forget Saturday morning where we're gonna be, etc. And we look forward to seeing all of you out there. Now let me try to end this live again. God bless you. We love you. Hundreds of people still on.